University.
Ignorant, we gon' bring that racket like it's Wimbledon. Discipline, but yet to find anyone equivalent. Ain't no podcast similar, now you won't find no synonyms. Be produced by Q Smith, sound like it's by Timberland. JB be in charge, EG set the bar. Cool be sipping water tree, and Turk gon' lay the law. Jokes may go too far, but that's just who we are. Prolific, so gifted, words that have your soul lifted. So consistent, yet so different. Ain't nobody copy that lane. Carry that torch, heat up the game. Ain't nobody got that flame. Different, different. Man, this intro different. Man, this intro ignorant. God damn.
Good old Big Red. You know what they say? Everything's bigger in Texas. We just added some color. Y'all see how I did that? Y'all like that? Y'all weren't ready for that one, huh? Come on. That was a bar.
That was a bar. We out here sliding advertisements in.
That was a bar.
That was a bar. I would have saved that one for June, but hey, I'm not mad.
Hush your mouth. What's up?
Always bring it back.
It's your boy Jay Brown coming to you semi-live from the one and only D1 Ignant University podcast. In case you did not know, this show is brought to you by the DFPN Podcast Network. Also, Big Red, holla at, labels out. Big Red, holla at your boy. I'm from Texas, y'all Southern. This is what we do. But if that little thing is going to get us sued, hey, I don't want no smoke. I won't do that again. But anyway, let me introduce my co-host, my brothers from other mothers. We'll start off with our talent coordinator, the man that gets me in more beef. I should own a whole farm. As a Longhorn fan, I see no issue with that. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Jefferson, what's good?
What's good, everybody? At the time of this recording, it is WrestleMania week. So for all my wrestling buffs out there, hope y'all have fun, get violent, enjoy. Shout out to all my Texas peeps like Demo Diamond, Aussie, Danny O'Ryan. I could go on because all the Texas boys are down in Vegas right now. So shout out to y'all. Kick some ass, be safe. And because JB mentioned the DFPN, shout out to the boss man, Kelvin Catley. You're in Vegas doing all the media coverage. I wish I could have been with you for some of those shows, especially GCW, but hold it down. Can't wait to have you back so we can get into some stuff on No Gimmicks. And yeah, man. It's about to be crazy, especially if you saw AEW Dynamite tonight.
We throwing hands and we throwing bills because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So let me introduce you to my other sugar cookie coated friend, at least for the time being, because the sun ain't completely came out in the DMV just yet. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as Mr. Play-by-Play, Captain Scully, David Ashby. What's good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And by the way, it was 90 degrees today, which in Dallas is like a balmy cold fall. I get it.
90 degrees.
I understand. It was 90, so it's starting to come up now.
It's 90 degrees at 8 a.m. here.
I know, exactly. We are here, man. We are live. We are loaded. Like we said, it's almost WrestleMania is upon us. 2 somewhat great nights. I mean, the bill, whatever. I'm gonna give y'all a hot take about last year, not this year. WrestleMania 41 actually is a much better WrestleMania than people give it credit for. The main event was awful. It was the worst main event probably ever, with John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and Travis Scott for some reason. But
Travis Scott for some reason,
because there was no Rock, but if you look at like the rest of the card, you got one of the greatest matches ever between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. You got a fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship that saw Dominic Mysterio get his moment. You know, we saw Roman, Punk, and Seth, and the biggest Paul Heyman betrayal probably of all of his betrayals. That one was probably the biggest. We saw. What else did we see? We saw Tiffany beat Charlotte Flair. Was okay. It was cool. Naomi and Jay, there were a lot of good stories, a lot of good matches on that card, and I just feel like the whole show gets a bad rep because of the main event.
I can feel that. You know, sometimes the headliner, it'll do that. There's a bunch of great movies out there, that just have shitty endings. And at the end of the day, the last thing you see is what you remember for everything.
Right.
Like how many dudes in the league do we put down their careers because they couldn't finish in the playoffs, or they couldn't close out a series, or this and that? It ain't about how you start, it's how you finish.
Right.
But anyway, we gonna have a few shout outs before we really get into the show. Today is April 15th. Shout out because today is Titanic Day. In case y'all did not know, I was obsessed with this ship as a child. This was before somebody went down there and got flattened like a pancake from the undersea pressure. Rich people doing shit with a PlayStation controller they ain't got no business doing. Hey, it's what it is. April 15th, 1912. In case y'all didn't know, I be like that. I'm the history guy. I know things. But more importantly, shout out to the media that raised me and you, whether you know it or not. It's National Anime Day, y'all. Yeah. For those of you who are new to the club, getting into it, or think you've never watched it, let me just end this for you. It ain't got to be a favorite thing in the world. It don't have to be this and that for you. All I'm going to say is, do you know what a Pikachu is? Then shut up, you've watched anime.
Have you heard the name Goku before?
Come on, man.
Have you ever watched, well, I guess technically one version of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Plenty versions of Sonic the Hedgehog are anime.
Yeah.
Sonic X.
Sonic X, that's the one I'm thinking about. Yeah, Sonic X specifically. Or even better, if you know what a Red Eyes White Dragon is.
Red Eyes Black Dragon. Get it together.
Hey, blue-eyed white dragon. It's the same difference, it's fine. But while we're on the topic of anime, because we also talked about the DFPN, who we are so graciously humbled by, shout out to Eat the Cake Anime. If you haven't checked out their show, go check it out, because Eat the Cake Anime. They cover all your anime news.
And you're gonna see your boy on there live from DreamCon. Hey, but that's a couple months down the pipeline. We're going to get into some other things. Just know the anime, we're going to come back around. But it is officially playoff time in the NBA. We're still working on our play-in tournament games right now. But we had a thriller last night with the Miami Heat unfortunately falling to LaMelo Ball in the fucking Hornets in their overtime playing game, which was the greatest playing game we've had so far in its short history. Was I happy with the results?
Yeah.
Hear me out. I'm tired of us overachieving and getting nothing for it. The Heat needed to lose. They needed to get a lottery pick. They needed to be out of this so we can rebuild fully and actually get some star power in here to help. Bam had 83. Them 83 not getting us out that first round.
I'm just so glad that the Heat lost. And it's not because I don't like the Heat. It's just specifically because of everything you just said. The Heat fans deserve better than what y'all have been given the last, I'll say 5 years, really.
Since getting swept in the first round.
Right. Like it's just been but it happens a few times because I'm like, it happened against Boston where y'all lost in 5. Then the year after that, you do this again, you lose in 5 to Cleveland. And then the year after that, which I guess is this year, you lose in the 10 seed. But I'm like, even going all the way back to the finals run,
we were in 8 seed.
Y'all were the 8 seed, but it took 2 wins in the play-in to get there, though, because it lost to the Hawks and almost didn't make it, and then the Bulls were up late in the 4th, and then Jimmy Butler just went Jimmy Butler on them. But,
and that's what we're missing. Like Jimmy is Jimmy everywhere he goes. Unfortunately, I still love him. He will still be a Heat legend in my eyes. Whatever. We need star power. That's it. The roster isn't built horribly. I don't think it's built great, but if we get a guy whose legit job is to go out there and get 30 and 7 every night, a Giannis, whoever, we can make it happen. It should happen. And we're not here to just talk about the Miami Heat today because y'all know you think I'm playing favorites or whatever. The current playing game as of right now, this very moment, the Clippers are up 72-62 on Golden State. I don't know why are we ever trusting the Clippers? Like, why are
I don't trust the Clippers, but Golden State is another one where can somebody just put down this dog that keeps on trying to whimper and beat cancer? It's like, no, kill it. All right. Shoot it in the head like Old Yeller. Just take it out back and do what you got to do because it's done. It's a wrap. It's over.
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback on that because I'm not a Clippers fan either, but by all means, I think this is gonna be the year the Clippers get over that Golden State hurdle, and it's really only because Golden State is hurt. I mean, when Steph, basically your greatest player, greatest shooter of your team, is out, yeah, the whole game is pretty much all open because who's gonna carry you, Draymond? Nah.
Well, he's going to carry you by your throat.
Steph is playing. He's not playing particularly well right now, but he's on the court.
Well, that's the thing, though. He's under a minutes restriction because he just came back from his injury. And then earlier in the game, he also injured his knee because he was on the bench for a little bit. So he's not 100% healthy.
The reality is because he's not playing the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, every time he plays the Houston Rockets, or the Lakers, he just like, yeah. But my thing, I hate the Clippers. I'm always going to hate the Clippers. There is nothing about the Clippers I respect, not even a little bit. They're going to beat Golden State, whatever. But then they're just going to go and get swept by either one of the Thunder or the Spurs.
It will be the Thunder.
And it truly does not matter because outside of that miracle run that the Miami Heat had where they went to the finals as the A seed, no play-in team has ever gotten out of the first round.
And now, that's by design. They should not.
I mean, exactly. And I'm not here to kind of complain and say the play-in tournament shouldn't be a thing because honestly, I'm all for the play-in tournament. I do, especially in this modern era of basketball where like the difference between the 8th, 9th, and the 10th seed is like 2 games each. So I'm like, I'm okay if they do get out for 1 extra game to see who has the right to get beat by the first round team. And
plus, I think the matchups, depending on the matchups, makes it a little more fun. Like I would much rather see the Charlotte Hornets in a series with the Detroit Pistons more than likely, because it's like, yeah, they're going to get swept and it might be a gentleman's sweep where they lose in 5, but damn it, LaMelo Ball is just going to make this shit so funny. Like it's just going to be hilarious.
And for the young teams who for sure don't have the talent or the experience to really play playoff basketball, it's a good chance for them to get their feet wet.
But this year in the East, the top of the East is not terribly experienced. I mean, the Pistons, like.
But the Pistons have had their growing pains, though.
They have. No, they have. But they're not like the Celtics. It's not like they're just walking into conference finals. So, like, if they play the Hornets in a first round, I mean, they should because of just talent alone. They should beat them in 5. But, like, those games in between in them 5 games is going to be like you said, I'm just LaMelo and Colin Knippel chucking up threes. I'm here for it.
When you think about is anyone truly picking Detroit to get out of the East?
Me? Well, I was, and then Boston is still.
And then Jason Tatum remembers.
Yeah. I was about to say Detroit had my pick too until, Tatum came back and Boston just stayed consistent. Now he's playing well and he's better and healthier. I still got Boston taking the East, but if it is a Boston versus Detroit matchup in the finals for the East, I can easily see that going, if not all 7, I can see that going in a very tight 6-game series.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Personally, I don't think Detroit could get past Cleveland in a 7-game series.
Now, do we really trust Cleveland?
Hold on. Here we are. Do I trust Cleveland to get to the finals? Absolutely not. Do I trust Cleveland to win a second round matchup against Detroit? Yeah, I've said it. I don't even have to think. We know Donovan Mitchell is not that guy to take you to the promised land. He's really good. He's just not. He can't be your best player. He'd be the best number 2 in basketball, but he's
then you combine him with the shot chucking sham guy James Harden,
who's also known for choking. So I don't see it getting to a final, but I think they're experienced enough to get past Detroit. Detroit depends way too much on Cade Cunningham on the offensive side of the ball.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Jalen Duren is cool, but he's not Game 7. I need you to help Cade out. Cool.
And like I said, Jalen Durham as your number 2 or Donovan Mitchell as your should-be number 2. And look, I think James Harden has enough game left in him to take the young kids to school in the second round. Now, if this was the conference finals, we got another discussion.
I think we could, I to your point, I think we could see a Cleveland Boston ECF.
And if that's the question, give me JB, we get the job done.
Right. And then on the west side is a little interesting because it's like the Spurs have like swept the Thunder this year. So it's like if those two meet it's like you would think that the Thunder have been there before, so they would know what to do. But then the Spurs also feel like that team that's like ready to break through that glass ceiling.
You know,
when you look at the West, though, all those matchups are interesting. Like you look at the first round alone, you've got the Lakers and the Rockets. You know,
that's not interesting anymore.
Well, it's not interesting anymore, but I'm just saying, like in theory. And then you've got the Nuggets and the T-Wolves, which okay, that one's gonna be a banger. Like I automatically see that going 6 or 7. And then the other two matchups, you've got see what I did there? But you've got the Spurs and the Trailblazers after that play-in game yesterday. So I think the Spurs easily sweep that one in 4. If not, it's gonna go 5. It's gonna go 5. But then
that's not what I was gonna say. So that one concerns me because the Trailblazers have a man named Danny Avdia. Now, for those who don't know Danny Avdia, he's from Israel. And you know how Israel is about getting stuff that is promised to them 3,000 years ago. So I won't elaborate further because I don't want us to get canceled. But
because I've seen that episode of VeggieTales.
I've seen that episode. And I've seen the stuff. If you watch the news,
if you know, you should.
Anyway, the Spurs should win in 5, but they should.
You know what I think is the craziest thing about the Western Conference right now? A team that was an NBA champion less than 5 years ago, a team that has a 2-time MVP and a top 3 candidate for MVP this year are dark horses to win it all. And I'm obviously talking about the Denver Nuggets. In the grand scheme of things, we are talking about the Spurs and we're talking about OKC, and Denver is kind of like, yeah, I guess they're contenders. And that's crazy to think about when arguably the greatest player on the planet is on the team. And they're healthier than they've been since they've won. Jamal Murray is being somewhat consistent. Aaron Gordon is back. And Michael Get It Out the Net Porter Jr. is in Brooklyn doing whatever he's doing.
And now they switched him out for Cam Johnson.
So
I think it's been a much better fit.
I think anybody's a better fit than Michael Porter Jr. But anyway, I think it's crazy that we're kind of putting them in the bronze medalist naturally because of OKC, because of the Spurs, and even you, JJ, are saying that the Timberwolves are going to give them a decent run for their money. Now, granted, I understand these two teams did meet in the Western Conference Finals 3 years ago, something like that.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Either way, we love Anthony Edwards, but nobody thinks that this that this Timberwolves team has what it takes to really, really compete. If anything, this Timberwolves team is in no man's land like the Miami Heat. Good enough to get to the playoffs. You're not going to get a lotto pick, but not bad enough to really get the pieces you need.
They've been to the Western Conference Finals back-to-back years. That's a little different than what Miami's been doing.
The thing is, yes, but did you ever fully believe they were going to win?
The first year, yes. Second year, no.
See, I didn't believe it
Or
because
back the flip-flop that. The first year, no. Second year, yes.
I didn't believe that shit when you're going against Jokic. I'm not putting down that large Siberian human. I'm not betting against him.
And
Anthony
see, that's
Edwards.
the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Nuggets are gonna. Because I personally think the Nuggets are gonna win this series. The only reason I said it's gonna be interesting is mainly because we've seen what Anthony Edwards can do in the playoff. However, like to both of your points, the Timberwolves have been so inconsistent when they have made their runs that it's like we don't know what version of the Timberwolves we're gonna get. Like, if we get a version where they're playing team basketball, Julius Randle somewhat knows how to play. If the Timberwolves can match bar for bar with the Nuggets, then yeah, I can see it being a slugfest. However, again, Jokic is a different animal. That is a different beast. I am choosing him 9 out of 10 nights on a regular. So yeah, I think the Nuggets are going to take it in 7. I see it going the distance.
And
My thing is, Anthony Edwards only plays well against senior citizens. That's his issue in the playoffs. When he's playing old heads like LeBron and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, he's a killer. But as soon as he plays his contemporaries like Jokic, like Shea, Luka, where the hell is he at?
different story.
Well,
Right.
and not so much, but the rest of that team, it's like, where the hell are y'all at? Julius Randle balled the hell out last year. As soon as they played OKC, where's Julius?
He was Julius Randle again.
Yeah, like
Is it? He was Julius Randle.
that's my issue. And so I think that, like y'all, I think the Nuggets are going to beat them. It's definitely going 6. I don't think it goes 7, but the Nuggets are going to beat them in 6.
And I will still say the X factor between all of this is that man who bears my name, Jamal Murray. We know you're a walking 50 piece.
Against the Lakers, especially.
You are. But hey, when you're not scoring 50, you can't score 8. You gotta give me something. And I think that's the X factor. Jokic is gonna do what he's gonna do. Can Jamal be the sidekick that he needs to be? Can he be Penny? Can he be the Shaq to Wade? Can he be the Kyrie to Luka? You gotta be something, Jamal. Get it together. But that's how we're gonna spend the playoff today, because like JJ said at the beginning of the show, it's WrestleMania week, baby. So, our 2 wrestling contemporaries, JJ, Scully, it's time. Scully, you did say you had a hot take to tell the people.
Well, yeah. So it was about WrestleMania 41, which was that WrestleMania 41 gets a bad rap because of the main event. The main event between Cena and Cody Rhodes was the worst main event I think I've ever seen in my life. And it might be one of the worst of all time. But that overshadows the fact that the rest of the card was incredible. I mean, like we said, you had a match of the year candidate between the 3 women, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. We haven't seen Bianca since that match, which is unfortunate. But, like, one of the best matches of the year. We had a fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship with Penta, with with what's that man's name? With Finn, with Dom, and with Braun Breaker. That match was incredible. Jey Uso finally got his singles championship over Gunther. Like, the Seth, Roman, and CM Punk. Do I need to say anything else? I mean, the storytelling in that was incredible. We had Jade versus Naomi. Like, there were so many matches, if you look up and down that card, that should have gotten more love, but the main event just kind of brought the whole thing down. But that's 41. We're here to talk about 42.
Yeah, man. The only thing I'm gonna say, so I got a lot to say, but let's start here. The fact that this year's WrestleMania is turning into more of like Celebrity Bowl 42 rather than WrestleMania 42 is a little alarming because you have so many celebrities on this card and involved in this show more than you do actual people who should be on this card. For example, let me just give you a few to name: Shinsuke Nakamura, Chad Gable. Let's talk about on the women's
Carmelo
side.
Hayes.
I was about to say you got Carmelo Hayes. On the women's side of things, Julia. Like
We
there are
might not
so
have
look,
Io.
Io Sky. We just talked about her last year and what she did and how she's been carrying, literally being one of the best female wrestlers on the planet. She's not even penciled in on the card. She may do some interference work for the Rhea Jade match, or rumors were her and Asuka are going to be added at the last minute. But why is she a last minute option? Somebody help me understand that. Why is EO Sky a last minute option, but my boy I Show Speed is involved in a 6-man tag team match with Austin Theory, Logan Paul, the Usos, and LA Knight?
By the way, can we, LA Knight and the Usos, can this be the last time ever in life until Judgment Day when the Lord comes back that they are wrestling with the Vision? Can we never, ever, ever again have any type of involvement with LA Knight and the Vision ever again in life, in wrestling, in life, ever? Let this WrestleMania match be it. I don't want to see LA Knight versus the Vision anymore on my screen. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to flirt with it.
And piggybacking off of that, something else that we need to get rid of. Pat McAfee, I love you, dog. I loved your work in the NFL. I respect the hell out of you as a punter. I respect the hell out of you on College Game Day. I even liked you on commentary. But God bless, what are we doing? Why is Pat McAfee the mystery man that Randy Orton was on the phone with? Because one of Randy's lines in that promo, which really pissed me off, was there's more than one wrestling family.
More than one royal family in wrestling.
More than one royal family in wrestling. I'm sorry, what family did Pat McAfee come from? Did you come from the bloodline? Did you come from the Wild Samoans? Did you come from the Hart family? Did you come from
The Ortons?
Were
Cody
you
Rhodes, second cousin twice removed? You ain't know that?
I'm like, bro, there are so many dynasties in wrestling. There's the Anoa'i family, the Flairs,
Woo!
the Rhodeses, the who's the other one you said? The
Hart family?
The Hart family, the Hart dynasty, like so many. The Mysterios.
The Mysterios. The
Wrestling.
Guerreros. I mean, it's frustrating because you had a really good storyline going with this main event between Cody and Roman, and then for some reason Pat McAfee is involved, and now it's like a clusterfuck because why? It doesn't make sense. Now Jelly Roll is involved on the last SmackDown, which was like the go home SmackDown. Jelly Roll is aligning himself with Cody Rhodes. And then, Cody's out there talking to Pat. Randy Orton drags Jelly Roll down the ramp. Oh, look at what I did to Jelly Roll. This was light work. No shit, Randy. We've seen you punt people's skulls in. Of course, Jelly Roll is light work for you. How does any of this make sense and make me interested in you versus Cody for the championship?
And here's the issue I have with it is celebrity involvement in and of itself is nothing new. We've seen that with WrestleMania before. We saw it in WrestleMania 40. We saw it in 39. We saw it plenty of times. The celebrity involvement is not in and of itself the issue as much as their placement. Like you said, they should not be overshadowing the wrestlers. This should not be Cody Rhodes versus Pat McAfee. Like, for example, Lil Yachty is doing it the right way. Like, I like the way that they've put him with Trick Williams. Like, him and Williams and Yachty is a natural fit because he's not overshadowing. He's elevating Trick. He's also elevating Sammy, like taking haluva kicks, and like that feels much better than whatever the hell this is. because your agent is the CEO of TKO and he thinks you're the next Sylvester Stallone. Real quote, by the way, and wants you to get movie roles, and so now he's inserting you, making you, because you're not fighting Pat McAfee. He should not be front and center in this. Like, he's taking all of the attention away from Randy Orton completely. And I don't know if this is also secretly some way of like them getting some heat on Randy, because the fact that like the crowd loves him and refuses to boo him, and maybe they're attaching McAfee to him so that he can actually, even though they're booing McAfee, but like in their minds it's like, oh, he's booing, we don't give a fuck who it is. Maybe that's part of it too. I don't know, but it's bullshit. Ruined a perfectly good feud.
It's insane, man. And you know, like me and Scully talked about it before we went on the air. You know, WrestleMania 42 on paper has so much potential. Like you have some stuff there, like Rhea and Jade potential, Roman and Punk. Do people care? Not really, but it has potential. Roman and Cody. Cody and Randy potential. Brock and Oba potential. And it's unfortunate that because of how everything has played out, the storytelling this year versus last year has been extremely lackluster. The real match that a lot of people only give a damn about is Brock versus Oba. And it's like,
there is a very real opportunity that TKO and WWE completely fucked this up, because they have people are like, oh, they can't fuck this up. I have about 2 years of history to show you they could.
I have 2 months of history to show you that they can.
Right. How did that John Cena heel turn go? Remember that?
As someone who's not a huge wrestling fan, but can still see, I'm far away enough from it that I can see things. WWE, I think they're disrespecting their core fans.
Yep.
Wow. At the same time, just trying to stick with the times and still prove that they're the number one guy. Because this is the first time in probably 50 to 60 years that there's legit competition for WWE. Because who was the last competition for WWE during its heyday? It was WCW and NWA. No, that's
it was mainly WCW.
It was mainly WCW, and
then I know it was WCW. And what happened with WCW?
They got absorbed into them.
They got absorbed into the machine. But now the WWE can absorb them. They can absorb NTX. They can try, but there's actual competition for them. So
NTX,
instead of
AEW, like the indies, people love the indies more.
Yeah, instead of actually just putting on the product before, because hell, there was no one else to do it, kind of like Madden or 2K, they could do what they wanted because there was no one else. Now they're saying we have to try to win with our product, but we have to try to appeal to the younger fan base because that's who we are. Right. The older one of us, you, me, Scully, we're gonna watch WWE regardless. It is what it is. That's what we've been watching since we were yay high. But the new kids, they got options. And what do these new kids love? They love streamers. They love celebrities. They love people who are in their face on their phone all the time. I think IShowSpeed is a cool guy. Yachty, I also think is a cool guy. I've been saying it for years. Ain't no way he should be talented enough to be in fucking Sprite commercials with LeBron and all the other shit he's done and taking walks to Poland. But and people like him. So I'm not fronting him on that. Pat McAfee, just like I don't like him from the podcasting space, just like we in right now. He got that barstool crowd that everybody that they love. I'm not gonna say I don't love Pat McAfee. I think he's hilarious. Does he go a little too far sometimes? Yeah, but who doesn't have a white friend who does from time to time?
But so something that you just touched on that also upset me, like being a longtime WWE fan, I get it. You want to appeal to your newer crowd. You want to appeal to the younger demographic because your old generation is dying out in a sense. You do have some extra heat now with AEW, with TNA, even NXT, which at one point in time was your developmental brand. NXT gets more praise than your main roster does. But the other issue that I have is, and this has been addressed by everybody, it's been so hot that even CM Punk has touched on it in his scathing promos. Pat McAfee has bought it up. It's your damn ticket prices. Like, first and foremost, let me go ahead and get this off my chest. There's no legitimate reason why, when WrestleMania was announced for this year, it should have been in New Orleans. For no reason should they have said, oh, we're not going to go to New Orleans. We're going to go back to where we just had it. We're going to go back to Vegas again. Why? Vegas was not that grand. Vegas was not that popular. Vegas was not your biggest WrestleMania. If you want to be technical, your biggest WrestleMania was when y'all came to Arlington at AT&T Stadium, and that was at WrestleMania 32. However,
it might have even been in Philly for 40.
Well, Philly was also big, but according, quote unquote, to their numbers, you had 82,000 people in AT&T Stadium back in whatever year that was. But at the end of the day, New Orleans should have been the pick. New Orleans is a very nice city. It's a tourist attraction. A lot of people, regardless, still would have went to New Orleans, and you could afford New Orleans more than you could Vegas, especially if you're just the modern, standard hardworking, you want to go enjoy a show. Damn, it's going to be 19 hours long, but you still want to have a good time. You can afford a ticket or two to go to New Orleans. I can't afford an $800 ticket for a nosebleed seat, and I got to fly to get there. I got to pay for my room, and I still want to eat while I'm there as well.
And by the way, if that's not bad enough, next year is going to Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia
makes no damn, like, we all know there was going to be an international WrestleMania at some point. Everybody assumed it was going to be in Europe, though. They thought they were going to be in London or Paris. First, Saudi Arabia, with no disrespect to Saudi Arabia, there's nothing wrong with the people. We have no disrespect against them. That is a TKO ass thing. That's UFC loves going over there. Like, Saudi Arabia just feels so, like, a Royal Rumble is cool. A couple of shows there is cool. WrestleMania, though, and then it's going to be a bunch of like market, like, oh, they're talking about trying to pay The Rock to come out of retirement, and they're trying to get Steve Austin, and they're trying to get all of these old heads. And if you think the booking this year was bad, if they really have their way next year, it'll be
Stone Cold against Goldberg.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be the battle of the ball.
Fucking Brock Lesnar against The Rock or whatever. Like, it's like, ugh. And there's no disrespect, because like we said, WrestleMania is for nostalgia, whatever. But WWE can't keep relying on nostalgia. That's the other thing. So I'm glad they're finally, guys like Brock, people like Vicaire and Liv Morgan and some of these younger wrestlers, like, are finally, Trick Williams looks like he could potentially get his crowning moment. Like, it's going to be good for some of this future talent, which it looks like they're finally pushing. But at the same time, like y'all said, they rely too much on celebrities. They're trying too hard to present themselves as an actual sport as opposed to WWE.
Instead of what they are. Why is WWE on ESPN?
That, and then also, like, the constant, like, oh, look who's here. This random B-list celebrity that nobody gives a fuck about on Netflix is in the front row tonight. Oh, look at the third string center for the Sacramento Kings who's here in Sacramento tonight. Like, bro, we don't care. Oh, look, and then the certain, like, the way they did, what was it, West Side Gun, when the way they kicked him out randomly, like, so that, and then and it backfires with the Travis Scott stuff, because then it turns out he doesn't even really fuck with y'all. Like, it's just weird. But we say all that to say they are putting a lot on the wrestlers themselves to actually deliver for everything else being shitty. And this roster is probably the deepest it's ever been. Fuck the Attitude Era. Yes, I said it.
We're ending on that because Scully gonna get us.
I said what I said.
JJ, how come Scully don't gotta get wrestling beefs? Just me.
I said what I said.
I mean, Scully is in the DMV, and I don't know any talent in the DMV. But hey, if some of my friends and people that I know,
Batista's from DC, but he's
I don't know Batista.
He's too old. Yeah,
I don't know Batista. But if Scully was down here in the South, I'm sure Demo, Kari, Exodus, Aussie, yada yada, they would listen to this and then they would say, "Hey, come to MPX and say that," and then it'd be a whole thing. But Scully's okay because Jamal's a punch.
I'm just like, bro, people rely too heavily on nostalgia. Like, this roster is as deep as it's ever been. Like, we don't need it's a deeper roster, especially on the women's side, especially. Like, it's so much talent on this roster.
I agree. We don't need to take it there, but where we will take it is to a place that is near and dear to my heart because I'm tired of seeing these things on the court, on the field, and everywhere else in life. Today is where our hot takes of the worst drip that we are seeing in everyday life between athletes and regular people. Me, Scully, we've talked about this on multiple occasions. To start this off, the shiesty ski masks, the shiesties, get rid of them. It is the dumbest fashion trend I think I've ever seen in my life. Y'all are wearing ski masks in 90-degree weather. On top of that,
I saw a nigga with one on today.
On top of all that, I will never forget that the city of Philadelphia banned ski masks for wearing them completely. You dumbasses made a cold weather city ban a cold weather item of clothing because we're getting treated like criminals. We're getting profiled on. You're literally dressing like it. You are literally looking like it. It's one thing to just be black. You are actively wearing the mask of the Hamburglar.
Hamburglar is crazy.
Not the Hamburglar.
No, I saw to this point. It's 90 degrees today in the DC, Maryland area. I saw a dude. I'm coming back from my run because I went to run. I saw a dude with a shiesty on, just kicking a basketball along the, and I'm just like, what is going on? Why is he? It just looked like a big ass kid. Like, he just looked like he had something going. Like, full shiesty on. You can see the dreads falling out of the bottom of it, and like black shirt, black pants, and boots, and he's just walking along the path next to me, kicking the basketball. 92 degrees outside.
First of all, boots in 90-degree weather is a crazy concept.
It is.
And I get it. In the Northeast, that's a little different.
No. It's weird up here too.
Hey, look, I've seen New York niggas wear Timbs in the dead of July. So,
if you're not on a construction site, you shouldn't be wearing Timbs in the July. Timbs used to be work boots.
They did used to be work boots. JJ, what you got?
I'm gonna say this because it's been on my mind, especially being in college where I was a student athlete and I was also an equipment manager for a little bit of time, so I got to see both sides of it. I can understand, game day presentation, wanting to look nice before you step out on the field, but I just feel some type of way for everybody that goes above and beyond. It is hot as hell. You're in a 15-piece suit. You got your shades on. You got the AirPods or the headphones on. Oh, I'm in my business clothes. I'm finna clock in and go put belt to ass. You got the cameras on you in the locker room. You're getting your gear and stuff on. You're in the locker room. You're putting your jersey and stuff on if you play basketball. But then you go out there and your team play like ass.
Hot fresh.
I just don't understand. I get it. You want to look how you play and play how you look or whatever the quote is, but we can tone it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you wake up in the morning, you're going to go do your game day walk and you want to be in, your tracksuit, your team tracksuit. That's a bare minimum. but you want to look presentable. But there's limits to this, y'all. There's limits to this.
Look, I'm piggybacking off of you. This is something that I've held near and dear to me for almost my entire life. Why do our coaches wear suits, ties, and why do our female coaches wear dresses and heels on the sideline? Explain to me how that makes sense.
Well, it was mandated for a while, and then COVID happened, and everybody kind of got loose. But before that, it was mandated.
And it didn't make sense before then. Because for one, you're going to sweat through it. Every coach who's ever put on a suit has sweated through it. And now you're just wearing a dirty, sweaty, stinky suit.
Vic Schaefer is notorious for
on
sweating
the
through
women's
his suit.
side. Y'all get into the game just like the men do. I'm not here to discriminate. Y'all stomp and yell, except when a man stomps and yells in his dress shoes or whatever he's wearing. That's a steady surface. That's a flat surface. They good. Y'all are one hard stomp away from a broken ankle.
I will say though, the women be putting that shit on though.
And I'm not saying you gotta look like a player and we all love Dawn Staley. Shout out to Coach Staley. You know I love her. I'm not saying every female coach got to dress like her because that's her thing. That is her thing. Nobody else could probably do it the same. I'm saying full dress, 4-5-inch heels, not necessary. You can. Do you look good?
I was about to say the lady from Texas, the woman on Texas coaching staff that keeps going viral every 5 business days. I can't think of her name. Her, wear whatever you want, baby.
Now, I will say for her, it's slightly different because she's an assistant.
I don't care what she is. I just like respectfully.
I do. Longhorn for life. I like looking at it. But when you're the assistant, your roles are different. What you do on the sideline is different. It is what it is. But
I think she just got a top job, or the lady that I think she got a job at Georgia Southern.
I'm just saying this is sports. We're not made to be super dressy. JJ, for the walk, for the Tiger walk, for the Longhorn walk, whatever you want to call it, I want the team sweatsuit. I'm not saying, wear what you rolled out of bed in. As a team, you can look presentable and look like you're here to play a sport. Look, fam, I'm here to take somebody's head off. I'm not here to go to court. I'm not here to fight for child support. I'm here to make somebody's mama go, ooh, or make the crowd go, ah. Don't put me in a suit. I want my track suit, and I want my sneakers, and I want to put my head through somebody's chest. Respect.
Real shit. I got one for y'all. It's probably a two-parter, but mainly the main one that bothers me is, and this is for football, stop wearing t-shirts underneath of your. I don't want to see your big baggy t-shirt sleeves sticking out of your foot. In my program, it's drip only. We do not come out here looking gumpish. We don't come out here looking like the JV team on varsity. I shouldn't be seeing t-shirts. No, compression shirts only, or no sleeves at all, and wearing like 50 million armbands or 50 million arm sleeves. Like, I don't want to see t-shirts sticking out of your. No. And stop wearing ankle socks. Stop it. I hate it.
If I see a corner with ankle socks, we're attacking you.
If I see linebackers are a little bit different. It depends on the school. If you're one of them corn-fed white boys wearing ankle socks, I'm not going to tell you what to do because you can beat my ass.
First of all, if you got a neck roll, I'm not telling you shit.
Right. But neck roll niggas don't wear ankle socks. They don't. I've never seen a neck roll nigga wearing ankle socks. Tube socks, yes. Not ankle socks.
No ankles.
Stop wearing socks and stop coming out here looking like you've never been on the football field before. It's embarrassing.
JJ, you got one more?
Yeah, the only one I got, we've touched on it before on this show, and I think y'all will both agree with me. Going to the football field, I'm gonna just say this for all of you individuals, when it's a freezing cold game, Stop walking out of the locker room with no damn clothes on.
They
You're
never
not
win.
proving anything.
You're not proving anything. You don't help the cause. It is negative 10 degrees, and you out here talking about this football weather. But
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
Go
isn't.
inside, put those goddamn thermals on, put some long sleeves on, put the hand warmer on, put the jersey that's got the unified hand warmer built into it, wrap that shit. Wear those big ass coats that they bring you on the sideline to help keep you warm. Stop acting like you are too good to stay warm when it is ice cold outside, because you're gonna get pneumonia, and then when you get sick, who told your ass? We told you.
See, this is why I appreciate Deion Sanders. We know I'm not the biggest Deion Sanders fan in the world, but what I do appreciate is he keeps it real. He was talking about when the University of Wisconsin was trying to recruit him, and they was talking all the sweet stuff, and he was just like, "You trying to get me, a Florida boy, to go play football in Wisconsin? No." And then we get why the NFL act like 2/3 of this league is not from below the Mason-Dixon line and California.
Yeah, but then the rest of it is up in the Northwest.
And that's why I said 2/3 of it. So why are we pretending like, for example, for our cold game in the playoffs this year, Florida ass Derwin James is out there with no shirt on during warmups. Now we know Derwin kind of crazy, but Florida ass Derwin James, Florida State going ass Derwin James, it ain't cold. This football weather. You don't take yourself.
It is not. Football weather is in the fall.
We are called the boys of fall. I've already questioned every single team that plays in the frozen tundra of why you don't have no stadium. The only ones I give a slight agreement to is Lambeau. Okay, Lambeau, you're just historic. Lambeau can never change.
No. Fuck Lambeau, because I'm just dropping all type of craziness in this show. Remember the ice bowl?
Yes.
When it's like negative 40 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And Lambeau said y'all are banned from wearing sleeves. I'd have told him to kiss the blackest part of my ass, because I am not going outside in negative 24 degrees with no sleep. I don't give a damn about macho, whatever. I don't give a damn about having the edge on me. No.
There is no edge. We all in this.
We all cold. It is disgusting out here. It's trifling. Have y'all ever been to Chicago in the middle of January?
No. I'm not that dumb.
And I never will go. No.
And that was gonna be my next one I give the pass to. Is like, hey, Soldier Field is historic, but the Bears apparently said, nah, fuck it, we got the whole state.
It's so cold, we're moving to Indiana.
Which I don't think is any warmer, but hey, it is. I don't have any more to say after that. So we go move on to Jamal's story time, because it is Anime Day, National Anime Day. And let me tell y'all about the time I thought I was an anime protagonist. I thought I was an anime hero. I was wrong. So everybody, get your clocks. Get your clocks. We're gonna turn them back. The year is 2016. I'm in college. I'm with a group of friends. We had a party. It is homecoming. At a homecoming Q party. Mind you, UNT football.
Oh Lord.
Taken one of the biggest L's in college football history. To who, you may ask? A conference opponent, clearly, because at the time we were in Conference USA. We had to have lost to somebody on our level. No, we did not, good sir. We lost to FBS Portland State. Portland State went and put 70 on us. The old legend is that the coach got fired at halftime. So that's the prefix. So we at the Q party. Dipping and diving, thugging and bugging, slanging and banging, doing my thing. I hit the meanest Dougie of 2016. It is what it is. That's who I am. So
if y'all don't know what the Dougie is, you're too young to be listening to
Get
this
off
show.
of the show.
Hey,
Get off of the show if you don't know.
So y'all know me. I drink, but I don't drink. I be chilling. The party is at like this banquet hall, and they got, the Coke soda machines where you can just go in, fill your cup, and good.
With Coca-Cola, by the way, right?
With all Coke products.
Okay.
So I'll walk over to the Coke machine, and when I tell you I'm drinking the greatest, I have not repeated it since because I just can't get it right. The greatest lemonade and Sprite combo I've ever made. The greatest. My friend Chelsea walks up to me. We kicking it. We just talking. For the concept of the story, Chelsea is 5'0" nothing. Chelsea might 5'3", and I'm being real generous with that 5'3". Next thing I know, nigga moment. Pop. All I hear is guns a-blazing and people are running. And I'm not trying to stay and figure out what's going on. So now the anime kicks in. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna be a hero right now. My little friend Chelsea standing next to me, I can't let her get ran over and trampled. She ain't built for that, and I am. I'm built for this. So I reach over, grab her, and pick her up and get up out of there. Because the soda machine ain't but 10, 15 feet from the exit. I can do that, right? I'm big, strong. I lift weights. So here's what happened. I get my wits about me. I reach. I'm ready to feel like I'm Goku, Naruto, doing whatever I can.
The power of friendship.
I reach right over her head. I missed. She was 5'3".
You said.
I'm not gonna lie. I really thought you was about to say in mid-stride you dropped her, but the fact that you didn't even to begin with.
Oh no!
I tried to scoop her up and hit her like a football. I missed.
Oh, you missed. No, you didn't.
Went right over like a boxer ducking a wide hook.
You did not. You did not.
Bruh.
I missed. And the thing is, I grabbed her and I was turning and running in one motion. So when I missed, all my momentum is going forward. So all I can do is keep moving. All I can do is
this feels more like an anime because now your inner monologue is talking. What? How can I have been?
How can I? And on top of all that, the back of my shoe gets stepped on, and my shoe comes off. I can't turn around and pick it up. So I run out of this party with one shoe, without my friend, in dirty socks because it was at a venue and I ran right into the grass.
This was no Cinderella moment. She did not pick up his shoe either, ladies and gentlemen.
She did not.
Sure the hell did not.
What
kind of shoes were they? Do you remember?
You know that they was some good old Adidas Crazy Lights.
Oh, okay. As long as they weren't like Air Force Ones or something, I was like, yeah.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's my failed Jamal's anime hero story time.
I really wish in this sound bit media file that we have access to, I really wish there was a really nigga button. I'd tap that so fast and have that just echoing right now, but maybe
you have made All Might ashamed. All Might is ashamed of you.
I did not go above plus ultra.
There's no one for all for you. None.
No, none. And for my shame, we must end the show right here because the audience gonna get to asking too many questions. So JJ, final thoughts to the people.
Hey man, final thoughts to the people. Enjoy what you're gonna enjoy. Take care of each other. Shout out to the boss man again. Have a safe trip, boss man. Enjoy Vegas. Live it up. All my wrestling homies, enjoy this week. There's so much going on. Indies, mainstream. No, Demo especially. Demo got 3 bookings in Vegas. So shout out to my dog Demo because he's going to make somebody grow up and see the truth. And yeah, you know where to find us. Here on the DFPN.
Scully, Final thoughts to the people.
WrestleMania is here. Wrestling is just such a fun sport. I love being gang. You know, like I love being in the gang. Like
Gang gang.
this is the tribe right here. Like
We be
I
outside for my gang gang.
for as much as we complain about the build up and about whatever, when those lights come on and that sacred circle, squared circle in the middle, the wrestlers are going to do what they're going to do, and I'm so excited. We mentioned Brock and Oba. That's like the match that I think everybody is paying the most attention to. But I'm so excited, especially for all the black wrestling the representation, bro. I mean, we got Trick, we got Javon, we got Oba, Jade. Uh, and that's just Raheem. No, I'm playing, but like it's lit, man. It's lit, and yeah, I'm excited. Even though I'm not as excited as I was last year, but I'm still excited.
So, ladies and gentlemen, like I love to say at the end of every episode, keep learning, keep living, keep loving, and don't forget. Everything's bigger in Texas. We just added the color. And I'm going to say that all Juneteenth. JJ, hit the button.